I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me inside the zone nyc at gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D Denise Gomez inside the zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. This week's topic, pen pal stories and the value of lasting friendship. The thrill of collecting a letter from your pen pal at the post office was a unique joy, a moment filled with anticipation and excitement. Writing to a pen pal overseas was a cherished ritual, a way to forge friendships with children we had never met. Each letter was a bridge connecting our worlds through heartfelt words. We shared our stories, dreams, and cultures, often turning pen pals into lifelong friendships, sometimes even soulmates. There was magic in the act of putting pen to paper, crafting messages with care and thought. Every letter was a tangible piece of our lives, a keepsake that could be held, read, and reread. Let us embrace the simplicity and beauty of handwritten letters once more and reignite the joy of building bonds through timeless tradition. As Satideh Mawnin runnings, come make we talk.
As we like to say at Saturday morning runnings, we dare, we dare, we dare. It is summer, we busy, we busy, we busy. Life a happen, a happen, a happen.
Busy book, busy book.
Oh my gosh, this morning like
The
was
order
a
of the day.
No, sir. Mm-mm. Too much,
fight.
too much, too much. But I would like to welcome everyone to the show. It's another Saturday. We're here to discuss great things. I mean, when we thought of this topic, when we huddled together and the topic came up about pen pal, I remembered my pen pal who was in Africa. So
Wow.
if you can remember where your pen pal was, I don't know what you've done with him or her to date, but we're here to talk about the good old days. And if you ask me, we had such great penmanship when we would write. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like now where it's literally running off the page. We can't the cursive cursive drop out through somewhere. We don't know how to
Yeah.
form our letters anymore. But when we were writing our pen pals, we paid so much attention and time just to share our stories wherever we were at that time of our lives. And maybe even in our adult years, people are still writing people. You never know. Not everybody are so heavily engrossed and involved in the digital age here.
Yeah.
So
True.
let us
True.
not just assume that everybody is tapping
Mm-hmm.
their fingertips. So, welcome to the show. We apologize for the late start, but if you notice how I started the show, we're busy, but we're there. So, good morning. So many things have happened
Good morning.
this past week, but I am going to say thank you, Lord. It could have been worse. Ladies, how are you?
I am fine.
Great.
Fine.
Hanging
In the
in there.
business, but fine.
Jack, would it good if you could turn your phone as we say
Let's see.
crossway?
Crossways. Ooh, that's so beautiful.
Yes, way better.
Not better. But
Right
no,
there.
I'm looking down. I feel like I'm
That's
looking down
fine.
that.
Yeah, because yeah.
Is there a glare?
Give
Because
it.
I have a light.
No, no, no. You move it. Leave it
No,
where it
you're good.
was.
You're good.
Please to
You're
leave.
good, Jackie. You're
Oh,
good.
okay.
All right.
You're
All right.
happy. You're happy.
Please to leave it. Thank you. See me
Oh,
and Sharon. Hey, Sharon's we plan. You know, Sister Wina colors.
But
We
look
don't,
I
here.
got
we don't even did realize.
Max is
Yeah,
calling
look
me.
at that. And Max Jewelry can go with it too, Look at
You
Max
see her?
Sam.
And see
Oh,
Jackie in our
yes.
team.
See me.
Mm-hmm.
Make we
We're
swap,
looking
Yes.
swap.
like a melon.
Make we swap.
Don't play with We are up. We are up.
We look very summery. I
what
love the
this
look.
what did this song say? All over the world, the
Yes.
spirit
All
is
over the world.
moving.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh
I love
my.
Somebody called me
right.
yesterday from all the way up New York to cuss me out about my mango eating.
Who?
And sure, yeah, tell somebody should know too.
Well, people stay with their mango self, you know. You tease them, so that's why you shouldn't rake up the ants nest.
You're
Right?
not teasing
Yes.
anybody
You have to
else.
wait till it when you wake up ants nest and them a carry on, you have to wait till it die down. If you get bite in the process or so,
Hey,
Oh
Same way.
my
it's
goodness.
not nobody's fault. Hmm.
Yeah.
Not
same
nobody.
Yes,
Same
way.
sir.
way.
But good to
Yeah,
see you,
man.
ladies. So it's 24 past 10. Thankfully, we had no glitches this morning like last week with StreamYard, but we are thanking those who are coming in the space. And as you're coming, we invite you to log on to the YouTube channel and
Unfortunately,
let
I can't
someone,
see.
hold on, Jackie, and let someone know that Gail and I went to school together. Gail, what's up? Good to see you. Share the link with somebody. Don't stay over there and watch it by yourself. So Betty was first in line this morning. Morning, Bet. She says, "Good morning, ladies. I'm listening in for a few here at work. How uno do? We good." And
Yeah,
then
we
Vera popped in
We're
as
arty.
well. Vera says, "Good morning." And I'm going to read your note in a minute, Bet, when we kick off the show officially. And Gail says, all right, so I'll read yours. And Brother Green is in the house.
My brother green, stay green.
I can't see my wonderful people this morning because of the device that I'm using. So
No mind, no mind. We will do it for you. Mhm. We do it for you. So again, welcome. We're talking about pen pals, and pen pals are people who you meet through different mediums, whether it was in print, whether it was in our children's own, or what was the other?
oh, yes, you remember that children's own?
Yeah,
children's
man.
zone.
Only children's
And
one
and
you
they,
know
Yeah.
about.
they've
Only one.
ramped up children's own now. Maya
Huh?
Chubbs. They've ramped up the children's own. Now Maya
Oh,
is a part.
children's.
They've
Oh,
ramped
it's still
it up.
in play? They still
Yeah,
have children's
man.
zone?
But they
Oh,
I
we
didn't
have to
know.
look forward to that.
yes, so children's own happens still. So
I didn't
Right.
know.
we
Good.
were able to choose people who we wanted wherever they were. Whether it was those of us who are from Jamaica, you could choose your pen pal from across the parishes or internationally. And I had one in Africa. I can't remember where in Africa he was, but anyway, we did write letters. Oh man, when he would write me back, So we soon talk. So anyway, that's what we're talking about this morning. Share your stories to our audience. Please share your stories about your pen pal. And if you all didn't have no pen pal, what you know was doing? We need to know. So who want to kick off about their pen pal? Because
All right. I had three pen pals.
Wow.
hmm
Yeah, I had three pen pals. I had one in Austria. She was my favorite. Astrid was her name.
1 minute. There's a squeak in the background. I'm not sure on whose end. So if you can mute until you come back in to talk, I'd appreciate. Yes, go ahead, Sherns.
Yeah, I had three. One in Austria. Austria. Her name was
Right.
Astrid. That's a little tongue
Okay.
twister. I had
Mm-hmm.
one in Guyana and one in Germany.
Mm.
All girls. I never had a boy pen pal. But we did write a lot of letters, and we started off in primary school because our teacher had taken, requests like, whoever wanted to be pen friends. Another word is pen friend. You can have a pen friend. So we signed up, and you were just given, they just matched you up with somebody and you just went from there. So throughout, like, probably I would say grade 5 all
Mm-hmm.
the way into high school, I kept up with them, and I ended up dropping off the German one and the Guyanese one, and kind of stuck with the one from Austria, Astrid, for many years, until we after I came here and stuff, we kind of lost touch and all that. But we were, we exchanged information, letters, stuff about our lives, school, and all that for many, many years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good
Thanks.
experience.
Thank you, Sherns. And what about you, Maxie?
Okay, so I never had overseas pen pals. I think most of my pen pals were. I think I had about two, and they were just local in Jamaica, different parish. I never did the overseas thing because post office in too far, stop the too dear and all those things back then for me. And
Fine.
all of my all of and I saw the overseas ones too because back then we had Children's Zone. That's the only place where I got my pen friends from. Children's Zone. At the time, Children's Zone
Mhm.
was only 1 cent, 1 cent for Children's Zone
One
back then.
cent.
So
Mm-hmm.
1 cent. So that's where I would get my pen friends from the Children's Zone. I'd write to them. We just talk about schoolwork and or we were doing in school back then. We talk about the grades we were getting, or we get A for this or B for that, but if it's grade, we not share it. So
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
most of what we spoke about back then was school. I mean, schoolwork. What our parish look like, our district look like. Local stuff because we were only kids then, mind you. But as
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Mm-hmm.
I never did anything overseas. They were all just local pen pals
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Okay. Thank you. Jax.
You're welcome.
Well, for me, I think um mine was a little bit different because I too liked the children's own, and one of the first pen pals I got was from the children's own. It was local, like Max.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I think what happened is we were involved in camp, and my mother she also had buses, so she used to carry tourists. And then what she would do is host them at our home for dinner just before they would leave to go back to wherever they came from. So she had people now who would come down, and they would come with kids. So we got attached to, some of those kids, and then they would return over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm-hmm.
pen pal that I got from the children's own, it didn't last very long because it's like other interests. There were other things that grabbed their interest, like these kids from Germany who used to come with their parents, and they used to leave the hotel and go pick up bottles.
Mm-hmm.
They used to leave
Okay.
the hotel and go pick up bottles on the street. And my mother asked them, one time, why did they pick up the bottles? They said they're money back bottles. I
Mm-hmm.
never forget that. They're money back bottles. There were 5 cents. And was it 5 cents? I don't remember. But whatever. We would
Yeah,
have,
because
I mean,
they're 5 cents now. I don't suppose they would have been 5 cents back then.
but the kids would say they're money back bottles. and they would take them to the supermarket nearby, and that interests us. So because I remember we used to pick up bottles in the banana walk and wash them off for grandma, and then the truck would come around and pick it up. And I'm saying the kids were doing the same things, and these were the same kids who would come into our home and they would have dinner with us, and then they would come back the following year, and then after a while we didn't see them anymore. So my pen pals like that didn't last
Mm.
very
Okay.
long.
So
Well,
your pen pals were traveling pen pals.
Pen
Yeah.
pals, we look forward to them coming, and not just that. We when it came on to summertime, we would go to camp and we'd meet friends there, and we'd look forward to seeing them. Some of them would write back. It was a Church of Christ camp, and then um, there were other children that they invited. And one of the persons who used to come to our camp was Shelley and Fraser Price. But
mm,
she wasn't in my group. She would be in my sisters and my brother's group because they were younger.
right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Nice.
thank you for
Nice.
sharing. So we were all doing something as children. So for me, it was in the children's own that I had three, and I one was over local, one was in Hanover, the other one in Africa, and one was from. So I don't remember where the other one was from. That was like short lived. And the one in Hanover, we wrote for a long time. It was a girl, and she was migrating back then. So that broke. We never kept in touch. The African guy now, he would write me. So he knew my full name, and he would call me when he's writing. He says, "Dear Angela." He never said Denise. And he would tell me about his family and where he would go to school. And I would tell him about Kingston and Clarendon and, share with him how I grew up and stuff like that. And we wrote for a long time. And I think it's when we were moving, um, somehow, because those days, have nothing to keep in no phone, like no address or anything. And it was during that moving time, moving house, that somehow the letters, we couldn't find no letter, and it broke.
You got
But
misled.
he
Yeah.
was, so the moment I would write him, I would expect a letter coming back.
Right.
And it was so
But let me ask.
refreshing. Uh-huh.
Unmute, Jackie. Unmute. We're not hearing you.
Oh, no, I was asking how long would it take for the
Oh, to
letters
get a
to
letter
go?
back. Um, a few weeks, well.
Yeah. Yeah,
A
a
few
few
weeks,
Yes,
weeks.
it
well.
took long.
I
Yeah,
would
a
say
few weeks, well.
upwards of maybe 2 weeks, 2, 3 weeks.
Yes.
Even local, even
Bye.
with local correspondence, then it took a little while. Overseas was even longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A few weeks,
You
well.
know what I'm realizing, I have pictures of Astrid.
Oh,
I have
yes.
pictures. I when I came here, I brought up two big photo albums from Jamaica. I may have them still. And
Mm-hmm.
Astrid is in the photo. A couple pictures of her is in one of my albums.
Wow,
Her
nice.
and I kept in touch for, like I said, for a lot. We had a lot in common. She would send me the first like introduction to like skiing and things of that nature. She would tell me about going
Okay.
skiing. She sent I have a picture of her in one of the albums here with her on her skis. And you could see the snow just kick up. I mean, of course, it's not a video, but you can see her skis and the
Yeah,
sun shadow on a red hat with the pom pom and the tassel hanging off. And she
yes.
would send pictures of her and her dog. She was really a good pen friend, I would say. She
Mm-hmm.
really, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she wanted to know about, Jamaican life, and we discussed things, what we wanted to do later on in life and all of that stuff. And I
Yes.
just, we just went on for years and years
Nice.
until yeah.
Did you
What's
send
that?
her
I have a
pictures?
question.
Yeah, man, I sent her pictures too. I sent her pictures because she would have questions. So I would send her pictures. And my mother was very instrumental in helping me to get pictures to send and all of that stuff. So once she started sending pictures. One of my uncles had given me a camera, the Instamatic camera. You take the picture and
Oh
it,
yes,
you
Yes,
know, you
sure.
I
flash it,
remember
it
those.
get
Yeah.
developed.
And you,
Yes, so I wasn't right. So that's the ones I would send. I wouldn't have like go to the photo
mhm,
studio and all that. But I would get
right.
the
Right.
Instamatic ones, and I would take pictures and send to her, and so
Mhm.
on. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
But I have a
What I
question.
love. Go ahead, Max. Before
Sorry.
I make my comment, go ahead.
So what if I don't remember clearly, but you guys probably will remember. Was there a time that they would feature a pen pal letter in the children's home? I think there was a page where they would feature like a letter, somebody writing to somebody
Writing
in
some
the
to
children.
somebody. I
I don't
don't
Yeah, I
remember.
remember.
think that
I don't remember. Mm-mm.
I'm if I can recall vaguely that there was a time that they would have like a featured letter in the children's home of a pen pal. Like
Hmm.
for example,
Mm-mm.
feature my letter or your letter. I think there was a point where they did that in the children's home.
Oh,
If
mm-mm.
I
I
can
don't
recall
remember.
vaguely.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't remember, but what I do recall is when we would get our letters, we couldn't wait to share with our friends at school
Yes.
Right.
about who write us and what they said.
Right.
And it was just so nice. We perhaps wouldn't actually read the letter to them, but we would say, she said so and so and so, and everybody has something to share.
Yeah.
I know that when I would get my letter, locks, I would actually go into one of the bedrooms. You would
No.
think it's my guy. I would go away, sit and, and just
Well,
read.
you had a guy pen friend. I did.
Yes.
I had all girls, so I
Hmm.
was just happy to read the letters. I would read them to my grandparents, and I mean, I lost mine in Gilbert because I had all mine stored away. But when
Hmm.
Hurricane Gilbert came and the roof blew
You
off,
think them.
I had left them, yeah, and the roof blow off and all that stuff. Everything just wet up and
Hmm.
got messed up. So otherwise, as long as I keeps up, and I'm happy I had the albums because I still have her photos.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but it
you
was
know the
nice
most.
talking to him at the time. I would read, and he was very respectful. Oh my word, every little line, you know, nothing forward. Very, and we were children. So,
Yes.
yeah, but very respectful guy. And he had sent a picture too. So I'm telling you, and handsome black boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And, in our head, when you think of Africa, you think of huts. And so,
Yeah.
Yes.
you're not
That's
thinking
true.
of any well developed
People still do. People
at the
still do.
time.
Yeah.
You weren't thinking of
Mm-hmm.
well
Yes.
developed communities and cities and stuff. So when he
Yeah.
sent picture of him standing near so and so, I'm like, okay, then, you know, him not into
But
no
you know
little
what, lady?
string hole up, nothing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The most exciting part for me back then was to see my name in print and an envelope. When you go to the post office and you get a letter back then with your name on it, not just from pen pal, but a letter in general with your name. Oh my God, you felt so important.
Right. Absolutely. I am I
Yes,
am
and
I
excited.
am a recipient of a mail. Yes.
Of course.
You
Well,
get
I
you
that
get
it was that wasn't a fad for me because that was my way of life. My mother wrote to me all the time since she was not living
Okay.
with me. My uncles and cousins.
Right.
I have so many cousins abroad at the time, and so I was getting mail left, right, and center. But what I like, Max, was the airmail envelope with that little. It's a par avion
Yes.
with the
yeah,
with
Yes.
the with the red and blue strip. You know
yeah,
what I
Oh
mean?
yes.
And the little squiggly stamp. Those
Yes.
ones now you look forward to. You look forward to those.
yeah.
Yes.
Jax, I have
Yeah.
to mute
Hmm.
you.
But I don't know where you're getting that
Yeah,
noise from because I don't have any noise around
there
me.
is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we have to mute you. Once you're talking, but I have to mute you. So yes, but for those of you who are just joining us, pen pal stories. Did you have a pen pal? Please drop your comment in the chat and I'll read it for you. And I welcome everyone to the show this morning. A Saturday morning runnings, Sharon,
Yep. Yeah.
Max, Jackie, and Lady D. and we're here. So I'd like now to hop on over to the chat and to just read the comments of our audience. Don't forget, share with at least 5 people. You know, 5 people? If you know 5 people, just share it with them. Okay. If you know more, we will take that too. And when you do, just ask them to do a very simple thing for you to like, comment, share,
Share and
subscribe.
subscribe.
That's all they need to do. So let's
Mm-hmm.
read the comments right now. So Betty had said, I did not have, and let me share that with you. I did not have any pen pal. I would like to see that again. The writing thing, it's a great way of expressing self. You write, you make mistake, you write it over. Hi, hello.
Yes, I remember doing that.
Morning, Gail. So Gail says, I had one from France and one from Germany. It was an exciting time forging friendships across cultures. Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And because Everald saw Jackie and our mango, he says, oh no, Jackie, no mango today.
No mango today.
Charles, he says, good morning. Good morning, Paul. Paul says, I had a pen pal in Sweden. I didn't even know how they got my info.
Well, okay.
It's from that time people are hack. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was in school. The teachers used to
Yes, it would come in the paper. They'll put the names of the people and the names and the address in the paper. And
Mhm.
you
yeah.
choose. That's how they had it in the, you choose who you
I
want to
didn't
write
choose
to.
any. All of mine were chosen for me. I didn't choose not one of them, but it turned out well.
Mhm. I'd like to say good morning to Joan. So Joan and Eval are cousins. So it's cuz. So good
So,
morning, Joan. Welcome. Alrighty. So
yeah, Eval
Okay.
was saying something about writing to your pen pal was a part of English class.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have to develop that skill, the
So
skill of
Joan says,
writing.
I had a great experience with pen pal writing.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning,
Very
DL.
good.
Everybody, summer up. Yes, it's summer.
We have to.
Mhm.
The heat is
It
on.
is.
You know, he's a friend of mine who I tell
Everybody has
see
said.
everything.
Everybody knows exactly.
Everybody knows.
Yes. We can't see we half blind.
Oh my God.
So hear him now. Yes, I had
Ooh,
or got he, she from the then Youth for Christ Caribbean Challenge.
Caribbean
Thank
talent.
you.
Okay.
Okay, so what
okay.
became of he, she,
All
or
right then,
them?
son.
What became of
Eh.
he, she, or them, DL?
Tell us the story then, son.
Hmm.
Go
We
on
would
your
love to
details.
hear.
Ah,
Oh.
like when you say what became of he, she, some people have gone ahead to get married and all them things.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I
I,
put it
I
in
have
the
a
group.
I have a cousin to this day. He and his pen pal are best friends. The guy is from here. And at the time, my cousin was living in Jamaica as boys, and they kept writing to each other. And he actually came to visit.
Mm.
They you
Wow.
know they
Nice.
had so much yeah, they formed a very good strong friendship relationship, and he came to visit and went back and forth, and no, they're not living too far from each other. I think the guy, my cousin, is in Texas, and I do believe the guy is also there.
Oh.
They've been friends forever from the pen
Yeah.
pals.
Very good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really I'm sorry
Awesome.
I didn't get to continue with my pen pal. But
Mm-hmm.
it's
Remember for one name much like
So much, how many letters did you write? Because if you are writing letters all the time, you should remember the person name, man.
no, not too many. That's why I tell you the connection wasn't solid and stayed long. When I in for the two
Okay.
that I remember two. I don't remember the names either. And as I
mm,
said, they were
Uh-huh.
local, but I don't remember their names. And
mm,
because the letter writing didn't continue, because what I found back then is that when you write the first letter and the second letter, it's like you tell everything in the first and second. What's there to talk about the third letter? So after a while, it just like broke down for
what,
me.
Max?
Because
What?
yes, me not know what to say after that. We talk about school and where you live. You don't have a lot to share. Me not ski, me not play baseball, me not do nothing.
What you mean? What about
I'm saying,
culture?
yes, it's the
What
truth.
about growing up? What about your hobbies? What about what
No,
you did last week?
I'm talking about during the time we were sharing.
The
When you write
Max.
the first letter to your pen pal, you tell them about your school, and you tell them. But back then, whatever information I had to share was like limited. I only
Oh,
talk about school and church and in a little district. There was not a lot of
really?
exciting things to share. So when
No,
you
Oh,
man.
talk
You,
about
you,
the
you,
few
no,
items
Max.
in the first and second letter, when the third letter come around, what do you share? You say the same thing again over and over? No.
No,
no,
So it's just
the
like this.
first
because
letter,
So much,
the
be honest,
first
son. I
letter.
never say, never say things were limited with you being with your grandmother and all of that. I understand
Mm.
because one of the things with me was that we have to walk far or walk far to catch a bus
then you don't
and go
tell
take
them that.
to go
We're not saying that
No,
far.
but look here. But look here.
to go buy the stamp and the paper, and then sometimes we don't have the money to put the stamp on the letter and all of that. But so
Exactly.
So, no, but
That's
hey, all
my
right.
point.
So here the
it was
thing
a
now.
nice, it was
So
a
I
nice,
think.
no,
So
I'm
here
saying
the
it was a
thing.
nice, you know.
So here what used to happen. I no, and I am right there with you, Sherns, because what I used to tell my pen pal was every little thing. But
Yes.
when I went out to Chapelton and I went to my grandmother used to send me and my sister. Me learn how to do marketing very early, you know. At first, she used to send me with the list. Me used to tell him, send me go with the list. Then when we did graduate from the list now and could go buy on my own, me share
Mm-hmm.
those things. I tell him about hand cart and so, and he even said that they do that in there in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
right? Them go
Mm-hmm.
through with them cards. So we were sharing a lot of little details about our environment and what we would do. So
Yeah.
I guess for some people, I don't know if for Max, maybe Max had shared, but she wasn't thinking at the time that you can share the simplest of things and build a conversation out of it.
But yes, Lady
No,
D, and you
well,
know
guess
what
what?
it is?
Guess what?
Be what?
Sorry, I understand what you're saying, lady. Sharing the simplest of things. But back then, I would write to my pen pal and tell them, so me have outside toilet, I may use kitchen lamp, I may have out cook
Why
on wood
not?
fire.
Why not?
I
All
didn't
right,
get
look
into
here.
those things. I
No, but
kept
look
it
here.
pretty. Me just show them the
No,
talk about
no,
The
school
pretty
and church.
part.
That's it.
no, but look
Yes,
here.
me not tell them
Let
me tell it outside and listen out them I'm afraid of frog and all those things.
Of
I never
course.
did.
Look here, Max.
No,
This
no, no,
pen,
don't use the picture.
although this is water under the bridge now, the pen
Mhm.
pal situation, it wasn't a sprint, it was a marathon,
Right,
You're
Yes,
right.
going
I know
far,
that
you're
too.
building. Yes, so your first
Yes.
letter, you would introduce yourself, what your hobbies
Mm-hmm.
are, what your name is, how many siblings you have, you live with your granny.
Right.
You're done, letter gone.
Hmm.
Yes.
Tell
Yes.
everything, you
One
leave it.
time.
And then what I think, well, for me, what was beneficial for me and made my experience very rich is the fact that these other children were not in Jamaica. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Okay. Yes.
Astrid was in Austria. Yeah, because being in Austria, up to now, me not reach Austria. So, of course, we have many questions. They had the seasons. Jamaica is tropical. We made those comparisons. You talk about fruit, flower, fauna, food. The one in Guyana was the one that was closer. Well, then we're Caribbean and so on. You know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Right.
But you compete, you get your test scores, you're taking common entrance, you're doing private lessons.
Yeah, those
One
were the
cousin
things
had
I
a
spoke
child.
about. School a lot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, but if for you, Max, just by virtue of having somebody who is also in Jamaica, you're in St. Mary, the person is Hanover or wherever the person was from. It's a lot of things you can talk about your development, what you
Hmm.
expect later on in life, what are your dreams, what are your aspirations, and all them things. You
But
could be
you know
writing up
what?
till now.
You know what, Charlotte? Jackie made a very good point, a very valid point, and I think that was one of my major issues. We couldn't
The
find money
post
to buy
office too
stamp in the
far.
time then. Stamp too dear and post office far, yes.
My
Stamp
post
was one
office,
thing and post
my
office.
post office was 1 mile. One mile
Another
from
thing.
my yard.
Another
You
thing.
think I could go to my grand and tell us some more post that me want stamp pick up money for buy stamp for post pen pal
Exactly.
later?
Come on.
I be
And not
want to
just
go.
that. And not just that. If you have just 2 lines, Max, if you have just 2 lines in that letter, and going to ask your grandmother this week for money to go buy stamp. And then you get back one reply next week and you have 2 more lines to write to write in another letter. So your grandmother is gonna get at you. My grandmother used to love
Yeah,
writing letters.
I give
So
me money for buy stamp,
but
please.
when she write church letter and I helped her to write church letters and so on. But
Mhm.
for me, I would have developed that kind of relationship with my pen pals. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I found my pen pals closer, and I used to look forward to them coming. So that's why I didn't continue with that. But
Okay.
what I developed was a love for diaries.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
wrote
Diary.
every little
Yeah.
thing. I wrote every little thing in my diaries. But I would probably tell the
Yeah.
pen pal I would start writing in diaries. So I used to write
Oh,
diary every day.
no, me not do
I
diary.
still do.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
still
I
do.
like
I don't do diary.
even
I
when
can't
even
share.
during
I have
COVID
my
when I
diary.
was
I have a diary for every year from 95. I came to this country 95, and I have that diary up until 2024. I have a diary for every year, and I have every
I
one
started
upstairs.
back I started back my diaries when I was in North Carolina when I did the surgeries and all. So I was just laying there. I started writing again, and then
Yes.
I stopped when I started school. And
Hmm.
so,
Yeah, but as we are sharing now, you see how we all thought about why our relationship ended with our pen pals, or why continued, or so. Because for me, I tell you all, which he found so funny but interesting, because girls are afraid of insects. Most girls, more so frogs. But I tell you guys
Oh
that I would
Lord.
actually hold a frog with my hand, drop them in a
Uh-uh.
box, and save them up. Like for not when I say save them up, I like if I know I would get home most evenings from school before my
Hold
friend.
on. You are saved them up.
Yeah, man. So when I would drop them in a box, I would go over to Miss Rita. She had a little standpipe at the back of her house,
Jesus Christ.
and they would set in the water. And they settle in the water right there. No, me weird, They settle in the water
Very.
right there. And I would go, big or small,
tell her to
I
surprise me.
would hold, because there's an art. Just you open your hands. So by the time they
Mm,
see you and are about to
Lord,
spring, right? You just clamp them down. So you
No,
hold
sir.
them gently
Lord
in the
God,
in
stop
the
it.
little tummy section there, so.
No, thank you very much.
And the
Do
legs,
you
the
do that
legs
now?
just a go
Do you
so.
do that now?
Of
Dee?
course. Yeah, man. And no, I'm not afraid of those things. So
God
I
bless
would
your heart, sweetheart.
so I would
You
God
do
bless
that
your
now.
heart,
You do that now.
sister.
I would write and tell him, I would write and tell him how today I went over to Miss Rita. No, it was a very, I would tell him every little mischievous thing that I would
To
do.
me, that's a diary thing. That's a diary thing to me.
No, so me
I
not
know.
do
I,
no
I, I
diary.
would have told
No,
you that. I would
man.
have told you that. Like now that the pen pal has gravitated to the Facebook kind of thing because I found back a lot of people when
Mm-hmm.
Facebook came around, and I didn't join Facebook right away. It was one of my classmates from high school. I said, "Girl, why you don't join Facebook?" I said, "What is that?"
Okay.
And she said, "A lot of people, you can find back a lot of people on Facebook." So that did it for me. I
Oh.
found a lot of people, and I
Mercy.
knew
Hello.
that.
I don't even know if in my life, but we could have go search.
And as you're talking, I think I'm going to look up mine on Facebook. Cause even our last name, I remember. I mean, obviously, no, she's married and all of that stuff. I remember her last name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because some people
Cause
still
some
keep
people you
their
can find.
original name because of especially the Facebook era. where people might be looking for them, not knowing that they're married, so they go back to using
Yes.
their regular
Middle
name.
name.
So people
Yes.
can
Yes,
track
that's true. Yes.
Well, all I know, I used to share little bits and pieces and send off the letter and wait. And I tell you, when I told him about the frog story, he was just so he was laughing. He was saying, Angela, you're not afraid, and I'm saying no, and so on. It was really, really good, but I am not afraid of those things. So every little thing I tell him, oh,
Well,
when water lock off, how we walk go down through Miss Linny round the back through the coffee grove, hello. And you talk about Facebook era. So I had a column. I did quite a few columns in the Street Hype newspaper. It's either I'm
yes.
covering an article, an event, I would write articles, or I had one called Runnings.
Yeah.
And in
That's
Runnings,
what
I
I'm
would share
saying.
about growing up in Penance. Is when people
Yes.
kind
Yes.
of get busy. Patrick did even say, Lady D, what happened to the column? I'm like, me can't keep up.
Minister, the donkey story. I think
The,
you wrote the
the
donkey
donkey
story there.
story was in
I
Runnings.
read that.
And I went up to
Yes,
White
yes,
Plains
I remember.
Road. Me go up to White Plains Road, and somebody said, Lady D, you had me in stitches.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
About the donkey story there. With Uncle Ken Donkey. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as we are now talking about pen pals, it really taught us how to build friendships,
Right.
relationships.
Yes.
And even though you had your own peers in your community as you're growing up, um, it it you could even talk to them about your pen pal
Yes.
Right.
You would share about, yeah,
outside
what
of
this, what
school
the other
setting,
when they
right?
say.
Because it's not all
Yes.
the time you would see your friends and hear from them that kind of way. But you gel and you say, I heard from so and everybody a talk and a share their thing.
Yeah, and when you find that you are from an entire different walk of life, but you still have like, because I remember when I used to talk to Astrid about what I wanted to be, and she said, well, we're comparing our school, we're comparing, like, what we're gonna do. Then you have college where you're gonna take, what you want to be, all kind of stuff, how your scores went on your tests, all kind of stuff. It's very beneficial because you are exposed to an entire an entirely different culture. And it's great also that not only are you curious about the other person is equally as curious about your culture,
About
and
you,
very
yes.
interested. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And you just start and you don't see any end to it. You just figure you just keep writing and going back and forth. So that's
Hmm.
why some people get to the point where, because I remember when my cousin had said his pen pal was coming to visit, and I said, really? And he said yes, and the guy came and visited, loved Jamaica, came back, went back and forth, and all of that stuff. So writing and the person that a figment of your imagination once they come into full in your sphere of influence, so well, then okay, this person is real. And it also, I used to have like instances, not with mine, but like some kids in the class, because our whole pen pal thing was set up by our teacher, and some of the kids would complain that their pen pal wasn't writing back as often, or they didn't write back at all. And if that was your experience, they would team you up with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a two-way
Yes.
street. You had to write, then they would write, you write, they write, and you're off and running. After a while, they leave you to your own thing.
I'm going to mention that
Yes.
because one of the mentors that I had did not write back. I
Oh.
don't know. Anything could have happened. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that
Yeah.
anything could have happened. You don't
Yeah, and
know
probably
what's
probably the
happening
letter
in his
last.
life.
Yeah. Jack, could I ask
So,
you a favor? Do you have your AirPod thing?
yeah.
You're
It's
using it?
probably that.
I'm wondering if that's what's picking up the
It's
background.
probably, yeah.
Maybe because remember today I'm using my phone
So
because we've been having a lot of problems, not just us, in the whole this section of Fort Lauderdale, AT&T. At school last week we didn't even have internet. I don't know
oh,
what's going on. and the phone services has been, very patchy and
Would you like to
bad. So
try without speak without using the earpod?
let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it
I'll
might
check
be
it out.
better.
All right. Is there a feedback or like
Yes.
a
It's
scratchy?
a
There's a
feedback, yeah.
squeaky sound.
Oh, okay,
Feedback,
okay.
yeah.
And you guys.
Yeah. So good morning. Let me post. So DL had said that he had met his through Caribbean Challenge magazine, the Youth for Christ. So we had asked him what happened to them, and he says that him no member.
Me remember.
Good morning, Tamika. Then DL says, "Is that an airmail letter back, a lady D?" Yup. With the pen.
Here is my newest pen pal.
Oh, well, hello.
In
He's
can
looking for
right?
a friend,
What's
preferably female.
In can right?
In can right.
Oh, tell me something. You're hearing me better?
yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it's
okay.
better.
Yes, I don't use that. Okay, so Eva says, laugh out loud, Max. Can't believe you never had lyrics. You never get your culture skills.
No, never have it yet. Me just get it. Since me get the owl, me get it.
Morning, Imogene. She says, I had pen pal and we got it out of the children's own newspaper, which we got every Tuesday
Right.
at school in Jamaica. We write letters until we just stop writing. So,
Yes, we did. I did
Yeah.
that too.
mhm.
One of the things that I spoke about with my pen pals back then too, what I would write about, because I used to love the children's zone. Of course, that's where we found them.
Max, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
So Eva will say, a true Max, stamp was part of the dumpling budget.
Oh, you know so.
Eval,
You know,
Eval,
say, you know, say
go to the back of the class.
my
Eval,
grandmother used to make some dumplings. She used to call them stamp.
Yes.
She used to call them stamp. Me I gonna make two
Eval, we're
stamp
sending you to the
know.
back of the class. Go to the principal.
No, I'm saying that in front. He's saying in the front, because I chew him
Uh-oh.
attack.
He says, I hear you, Max. Buying stamp would shorten the flour and cornmeal money.
Call me money, of course.
Morning, Gritly. So Gritly says, good morning. All you lovely ladies talking about my pen pal. I still have my pen pal. Her name is Ruth, living in England. Sure.
God agree. God agree.
That's good.
Of
Wow.
course.
Awesome,
There
Good
is
for
I
you.
was reading about the two ladies who are still holding the Guinness World Record for pen pal. One is in the UK and one is in Australia. But
Nice.
I was reading about it and I logged on just as I was reading how long they've been pen
Mhm.
pals. Why they're Guinness World Record holders.
Wow.
So there's still people out there who
That's what
still
we're
do
saying.
that.
Some have
That's some
married.
amount of dedication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. That's good
Hmm.
though. But I'm happy
It can be
for
done. It can be
yeah,
done.
man. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy. I
Yes.
see there's still people who still prefer to sit down and write. Put
Than talk.
I
put
like
that
Than
that.
pen to
talk.
Yes.
that paper and
Yeah.
write and go to the
Yeah.
mailbox, drop it in the mail,
Yes.
and just wait for the letter to get there and then return one in return.
Yeah. And
So
then
But
you have it to
the only
keep,
thing I
you know?
write still right now, I do like Christmas cards. Well, I don't do
mm-hmm.
it on that large scale anymore, but back when I lived in New York, I would send a Christmas card to all of my family members in Jamaica. Not all, but most of them, like my mother, grandmother, my uncles and aunts back in
Yes.
Jamaica, and my in-laws here. I would send a Christmas card every Christmas. Whether or not they sent me one, I would send, because I love sending out Christmas cards and I love receiving them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
But
too.
So that's the only
That's
thing I still
becoming a
write, but I
lost
don't do
art, you know.
letters.
That's becoming
yes.
a lost
Mhm.
art. You know what I can't stand is when people send me them digital greeting card. But click here.
Mhm.
Where you click wow
Yes.
No,
passing
we
them
can't
drop.
manage it either.
You
I
can't
like
do
the
nothing
real
with that.
card.
Yeah, give you a
Yeah.
card you can look at. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
But
anyway,
And I keep them, and I have them put down in a drawer in there, one whole pile. I soon dash them
I
out.
have boxes.
But
Yeah.
I like to look back at them and read them. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how about one of these Christmases? Because I don't keep. After a while, I just throw them out. So I can't tell you I can go to no box and find
No, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You
cards
not
because
throw
I
them
Because
don't
at
it takes
have
up
all.
them.
space.
But
I
I
keep them.
think we
No,
could
man.
go nostalgic one year and just string across the cards in the along the wall or in the living room.
Yeah, you
No, but
might as well because
you know what I
she still
found.
have.
You
By the
know,
way, did you take down the Christmas tree, B?
If I didn't want to disturb the broadcast at this time, I could show you the tree right there.
See, she might as well. She might as well have that string going across the living room.
Of
might as
course,
well.
why
The
not?
tree is up, the lights, everything. No, come down. I won't
Well,
have much
well, well.
trouble.
Look, 6 more months it will be in style. No worry yourself. Make it stay there.
Exactly.
And
So
it's
now,
Less work.
lazy take me, because I usually I love the thrill of pulling out box, putting up, and in the
yeah,
Yes.
but lazy take me to Christmas now.
Right.
yes, I know.
Hmm.
To Christmas now.
When it-
Yeah, but you know
yeah.
what they have now, because I used to get cards as well from my pen pal. But and I keep them in boxes. They have some very beautiful decorative boxes, keepsake boxes of
Yes,
different
Yes.
sizes and so on. I used to keep I keep them in that, but I found they have them now. They have like trees. It's like an ornamental decorative little
Mhm.
tree, but it's made to stick your cards in.
Okay.
So I pull, yeah, because people don't give you cards much anymore. So I'm
Hmm.
no.
so I'm
Right.
happy for the ones that I have kept over the years. When Christmas come, doing a little tabletop, take it out, put it up there, and stick a few of the back in the day Christmas cards, because those cards were very well made.
Mm.
Good
Yes.
paper
Mm-hmm.
and all of that
Mhm.
stuff. Good writing. Sometimes you got even Hallmark, and you look for some cards. Them don't have no sense. What is in there don't make no sense.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
true.
have to
You
really
know?
spend time when
Yeah.
you go to find a
Yes.
card that you
That's
really.
why my mother had started making her own cards because she sit down and she made them, cut out the flowers and put on them and drawings and stuff. And she still does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
those
That's
things
her
so
are.
favorite
greatly,
pastime.
greatly
That's
saying
a
The,
good
it's
way
a
to keep
long
your
time
line.
we used to have airmail letter. Now we call and text.
Text.
Yeah,
True.
great.
oh,
That's where we
but
are, great.
True.
do you know that
That's the era we're in.
do you know that when the young men go off in the military, one of my neighbors right here, her young son just completed his training in the Marines. Do you know that when they go off, they have to handwrite their letters to their family?
Mm-hmm.
They're not
True.
allowed their
Okay.
phones, and they're encouraged to write. They have to write letters to their, it says a mommy or brother, whoever. They have
Mm-hmm.
to write letters. So
Oh,
since he's been in training, she said that she looks forward to these letters so much.
yes,
No,
yes.
Yeah.
she didn't realize you know, how much
Important.
that
Yeah,
would
that is.
be
Yeah. But
important.
letter writing is now almost a lost art. On
Mm-hmm.
on top of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that
True.
they don't teach cursive in school anymore, and
No.
you
Yes.
have some people who are a little challenged with spelling and grammar, good
Mm-hmm.
grammar.
Yes.
Them
Past
telling you
Mm-hmm.
this is
participle and
American
all.
English, you
Mm-hmm.
have British English. So some people
Hmm.
just take the short way. But I admire penmanship. I admire good grammar, things
Mm.
of that nature. Maybe my age is showing, but hey, what I hold with no apology.
You're dating without
Absolutely.
an
I agree with you,
apology.
darling.
Yes.
100%. There's a point I wanted to make because about the children's zone and the pen pal story. Because one of the things I recall that we would talk about in letters to my pen pal was the children's zone itself. Because children's zone had a lot of different pages and sections. We spoke about Mooney from the Moon. I
Oh,
used to what we
yes.
love reading.
Yes.
We'd follow up on the stories. Tommy
Mm-hmm.
Trouble, you remember Tommy Trouble?
Very much.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
then there was the crossroad puzzle and
Yes.
stuff
right.
like that.
Yes.
So we divulged a lot about those things
And
because
they
of course we
connect
were
the
kids
dots. You have to do the connect the
and they connect
dots.
the
Connect the
dots.
dots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
and
so
color
we
by
will talk
number
about
and
stuff
those
like that.
things. Yeah.
Yes, and the coloring portion.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, lady, you said the children's zone is still in circulation down there.
Yes, man. They have even
Okay.
upgraded. So even the other Maya Chung is a part of it. Even the other day I saw some posting she made on Facebook and so on. Yes, it's thriving.
That's
Very
good.
good. I'm
Nice.
glad to hear that.
Yeah.
It was one of
Yes,
my
I'm glad
favorite things
that's
in school.
something, that we grew up with. It's still there and the
It's
kids
still
are
there,
Yeah.
still
yes.
enjoying that.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to check it out when I'm there.
It's the
Yeah.
But I
same
mean,
color, the
there's
same like a
still.
greenish color paper. It used to be like a greenish newsprint,
Well,
light
I don't
green
even know
sort
what
of.
color it's gonna. It would be this. I mean,
Yeah,
no,
I
that
Mm-hmm.
remember.
everybody is
Even though the
recycling
children's
and
zone.
all that.
You remember,
Yeah.
but all me know say when we get the children's own, you feel like because my stepfather used to look forward to them dropping off the gleaner at the house, or he would go and pick up the gleaner and then he would sit down and him cut in 10 and hold up the gleaner. So when we got our children's own, it's like we feel the same way, like
Yeah.
we have
Yes,
with
cut
own
your 10.
newspaper and we
Mhm.
have we me used to just love reading and doing the coloring and them something. It was fun.
Yes.
I
It
Yeah.
remember
was. It,
when they shot JF Kennedy, President Kennedy. It was
Yeah.
headline on the children's zone. I remember that distinctly. It was headline on the front of the children's zone.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
a major. That was a major occurrence. So that is
Oh yeah.
understandable.
Yes.
And I mean, and if it
Yes.
was no, people would say it's traumatic. Kids can't handle
For the
it.
kids. Yes.
And all them things there. We
Mm-hmm.
were in
Oh,
some
you
very
know
weak
so.
picnic,
For real.
weak in stamina, weak, Lord help us. But anyway, they have what you call it now, pen pal website still, So the pen pal thing is still a thing. So Maxine, like you can't buy stamp no, you can still do a pen pal thing. The ship has not sailed.
Listen,
You can
listen,
even write prison. You have prison pen pal. You
Max,
can write somebody in prison. You have
you need
Me know
elderly
what you're
pen
private
pal,
saying.
investigators. In
military
these day
pen
and
pal.
age, you need private investigators for these pen pals. You hear me?
so
Because
Them
you
in
don't
a
Yes.
know who
house.
you're
What them
pen
a go do?
paling.
What you gonna do and what they're gonna do? You're just writing. You know, if you write
No,
to
Eh?
me not
prisoner,
let
you
no
can
people
write. You
pen pal.
can write to the military, write to a soldier. Write to somebody elderly. It's still alive and well out there.
there you
Well,
go.
Pen pal
me not getting into the
websites.
triple P. I'm not getting into the triple P.
So
So you're saying,
me can see if I find one elderly to write to. Maybe me can
Yeah.
find one
Yeah.
elderly husband.
so you're saying that
Yeah.
Okay.
you're
All
Oh,
saying
then
right.
nobody never hear what me say. Good.
Me here.
But that
here.
but this children though is very colorful. I like it.
Yes, this is a color. This is,
Oh, okay.
and this was
Because
just
back then ours was just black and straight black and white. There was no
Yes.
They
color
never
in
had
it.
no graphics. They never had no graphic arts in a
No,
few days, Max.
No.
right. So that's
no. It was
new.
just pictures,
And
still
that was
pictures and right.
the 10th of June issue.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely.
Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Lovely. All right
Revamped.
then.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very
So
nice.
Good.
Well,
Yes.
Thanks
thought
for
I would
sharing that. Thanks.
share with you because I saw it.
Thank
So
you for sharing it. Yeah.
yes,
Very nice.
there you
Bring
know.
back brings
So
back
this
good
to the front,
memories.
the gentleman in the front of the class. I never ask a lady's age, but seems you were only one grade behind me.
who that ever? Who is one
Relax.
grade
Who
behind
not
you?
talk? Who was that for?
Someone
Me
with
and
this skip
Ernest.
class, Someone with this skip grade.
Aye.
So we advance pretty quickly. We
Yes.
Aye.
never go in each class.
Aye.
So nobody said me and calculate nothing.
Yes, you got calculate wrong.
Calculate the age then.
Stay there. Stay there.
Lord
Stay
help
there.
me.
Stay there.
We are seasoned.
Yeah.
And we're
But
gonna
I
leave it
True.
remember,
right
And in
there.
some
I
And
cases.
then a black
remember,
pepper and salt we talk about.
Not true.
In some cases more salt than pepper.
I tell you, I am telling you.
amen.
Oh
Yeah, man,
Lord.
but you can go on penpalworld.com and all those places, and
Okay.
you can create accounts and you can put in your interests and
You know what? I
go
would
from
like
there.
to. I've always said that I want a friend from different cultures, not just
Right.
a black friend, a white friend. Me have white friends. Me want a
Or you can have
me
one
have a
of
Chinese
each.
friend. Want a Chinese friend. But
Yeah, you can have one
when
of
I'm
each.
thinking about what's going on in places like Ukraine and even Pakistan,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Palestine
Yeah.
and Israel and them
Pakistan,
places,
yeah.
it would be good to write to somebody who is experiencing that life and
Right.
see,
Yes, and
you
hear
know,
their take.
and here, yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
Hear
but
thought
their
about that the
stories.
yeah.
other day when we mentioned it, the topic, and I'm saying it would be good to write to somebody from like Ukraine or one of those places just to get a
Mm-hmm.
perspective as to
Right.
how they survive each day, how they
Mm.
see the
Yeah.
world at large, what they think about us, and to kind of bring some hope to them too.
Yeah. Now you
I'm
realize
just
you're not in a little bubble, you know. I mean, we are
yeah,
all
Right, yes.
more connected. And you know what? Even in COVID, when people were running to get animals that now they don't want, because
hmm,
COVID has passed for the
Yes.
most part,
Mm-hmm.
and people are back out, and there's so many animals being returned, and people were taking these animals because they wanted, some outlet for their, whatever,
Stress.
mm-hmm.
somebody to talk to or something to focus on. Them should have ramp up the pen friendship, because mail was still running. Write a bunch of letters, get something else going,
Yeah,
think outside the box.
but they
True.
were also afraid at the time that you could get COVID via letters.
Yeah, but we were fumigating everything. The mailman come, he had gloves,
Yes.
he almost a come in a one hazmat suit. In come, you put it down, you spray it, you make it sit down. They do the same treatment. I mean, what we gonna do?
Max,
Ui.
COVID, we
How
wash
much
That
how
sound like
much
everything.
that sound like listen, that sound like a show we should do. This stuff we did during COVID.
You know what? You know it's true. Lady D, write it down, the girl.
It's true.
Yeah,
I
so
thought of a
there was
You
topic
some
the other
probably
day.
that's
forget.
what happened.
I thought of a
Let me
topic
tell
That's
the
a
other day.
the,
We
topic.
should have
That's
put
a
drop
real
it in the
topic.
group. We'll come back. But listen, man, COVID. I would relive COVID just because of that. Because it's the cleanest the supermarket carts have ever been. It's
remember,
the
they had
clean.
those robots. They had those robots going down the aisle, cleaning and spraying. If you had
Yes,
a spillage in no time, you hear there's something behind you sucking up whatever the thing was, misting the air. All them something they gone. People them hardly a wash them hand no more. Rubbing alcohol
listen.
gone back on shelf. You know.
Not me. I still go through the whole shebang of COVID.
Me
Yeah.
I
wipe
put
out
nothing in
everything
my
same
cupboard.
way.
I put nothing in my closet or in my fridge unless it wash, including flour in a paper. Me wipe it until it mad fit here.
Me
Seriously.
wipe down, wash down all the cans them from the supermarket. I
Me
don't
Yeah.
do
too.
that
I wash
much.
them until the labels start rip off because that's how I do too. Everything have to get washed for me. Every single
Yeah.
thing. Even the detergent,
All
the
right, all
fabric
right. We don't
softener, me
want to
wash
talk
it.
about the COVID show.
Oh Lord.
That's what I'm fun. I pain fun we are
Jackie,
talking about.
Eval says, because you were saying you'd like to connect with a pen friend from someplace else. He says,
Come
Jackie,
to
come to
Queens,
Queens,
yeah.
New York, most diverse county, Jews, Gentiles, and all.
Hmm.
Of course. Yes, Ivan, push it.
What they call on a what you call it? In Queen in Brooklyn, Williamsburg.
Yeah, you're over there, so.
Oh Lord.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
uh,
If
okay,
I
every place.
lived in New York, so me know man.
Mhm. All right. So, yes,
Yeah,
we
You
man.
would
never know. I might
like
just
to,
rally back when we finish with
Mm.
school.
when you finish with school, yeah, we would love to have you back, Jack.
You hear this? You hear her?
This is where it's at, honey.
Happening. Uh-huh. This
This
is
is
the
where it's
happening spot.
at.
Yep, yep,
See
yep.
them, see them have all reviews, your pen pal world reviews and all them things.
Mm-hmm.
You
Really?
know?
What? So it's
Yeah, you can.
still a very big
Yeah,
thing. That's
they
good.
take everything into consideration now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
They take everything into consideration. They're telling you, don't expect too much. Use common sense. Be
Mm-hmm.
clear and specific in your profile. This is not a dating site. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I
Not
mean? Don't send
But it
money.
might become one.
Well, it's up to you, but they're telling you when you are entering into, when you're
Right.
first going into it, don't go into it with that mindset. You're just going
Mhm.
into it, in order to establish some writing relationship with somebody. Back in the day, nobody knew people who married their pen friends, because I only know one couple who got married. But I've heard of others who got married. It wasn't a plan. You're coming up from childhood. You know, really had it in mind. I wouldn't
Right.
think, but it
Right.
just
Mm-hmm.
kind of rolled
Well,
around and involved into that.
Well, I'm
it's not a
telling you that
mindset, but set your mind.
maybe if I had continued talking to the African pen pal,
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
tell you, he was such a sweetheart.
So
Even
you
Oh,
Oh Lord.
probably would have named Lady D M Fu me paparazzi Combolosas by now. Your title would be this long. Would I walk behind a throw flowers at your feet? Next thing you know, say I did one prince all along.
Oh,
somewhere.
you know so.
We, I tell you.
Lord, so.
So here is Let me just share this. So here
boy.
you have pen friends, global pen friends, pen pals from Jamaica, and Simone.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You have Gracious M in Kingston. I'm a sociable person who enjoys meeting people from different cultural
Oh,
backgrounds.
dates.
Yes, please. So you can find
Mm-mm.
any here. Don't know if anybody interested.
All right
No,
now.
that's right. Like, give
They
him that
have.
time to catch me.
Hello.
Never
You
too
heard
late
it
for a
then.
shower of rain is what I say.
Same. So
I can't keep up with what I'm doing already. Never mind, figure I had more.
Why Max the pen printing is not for you for more than one reason. When you want to write,
Mm.
hot stamp. No, you hot stamp, hot time. Just
Me
make
do
it
me
go.
write, but me not write pen pal. Me write music and poetry
All right, that good too.
and art and articles.
Why?
All right then. Well, whatever
Rosa,
works, whatever works. But
this
it was good
is
back in the
Yeah.
day. I
a
think
nice.
kids could benefit from that now. Of course, with
Yeah.
Yes.
parental supervision and all of that
vision.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
True. Very much
Yeah.
so.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, one of the best news from this morning is that the children's zone is still there. I'm very happy to hear that.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Very, very
People
happy
have
because it was
some
one of
people
my. I
have
would love to get a copy of.
forged some people have forged friendships too through exchange, that exchange student. You remember exchange student program?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder
Yes.
if that,
Yes.
because some of those I remember
That's
families
still a
that,
thing. That is still a
That
thing,
is
you know.
still a thing because
yeah.
Pastor and Sister Peart's children do that. There was a young woman who was with us a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
She was from one of those from the Asian continent, and yeah, she
Okay.
to church, and she was with them for a good maybe a year.
Hmm.
Yes, and
Yeah.
some of them
Yeah.
just integrate into the families and just love it. They keep
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
coming back. I remember
Yeah.
a family in Jamaica, in Ochi, they hosted, and that young lady, one of the young ladies that I could remember, she became a part of the family pretty much. She would come
Hmm.
back
Hmm.
even after she finished with school. She just would be a part of their family. She became a part of their family.
Hmm.
So, and they with
Yeah.
the
The
children that
possibilities
their
are
children too.
endless. It's just to begin
Yeah,
somewhere and see where it goes.
Goes indeed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But it's 24 minutes after 11 o'clock. We wrap up at 11:30.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, boy, you see, just like how I thought I would be a famous wife of a prince somewhere. Here is Eval to shoot me down, yes and now. When him say, easy, Lady D, you probably would be wife number 10.
Okay.
Well,
And a
that's
fight,
another
true
story for
ever,
another
and a
day.
fight for position.
Well,
For true ever,
yes. I told what I told my talk. I told
Yeah.
that
fighting
for
for
Africa. I
fighting for
told.
her position.
Lord, Lord, help me. Oh, Jesus. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, you're them
Because
stupid.
there is the wife that was chosen at birth, and she have to be one, and then you go so
Oh,
and go so. So who to
maybe they
tell?
wouldn't. Maybe we wouldn't lovingly even call you Lady D. We
Right.
wouldn't even know you.
There you go.
Then
I would have
Eh,
I
been
take
so
her Ghana Africa with her.
they wouldn't call her Angela. You know, you know
whoopsie.
why he called you that, Lady D? I think it's the
Lordy.
angel part. The
Oh,
angel.
he
Who
I
never
knows?
think
said,
it's
but
Yeah.
yeah, that is.
Or
yeah,
sometimes it's a cultural
Mhm.
thing where they skip to your middle name and
yeah.
just
That's
Yes.
and
that
just
too.
dispense with, yeah, this,
Mhm.
because you
The first
you
name.
oh God, I wish one of them a Christian name again. The middle name. When I'm saying your Christian name, it's your middle name, right? Me forget.
A Christian,
Christian name. I
yes,
think
They
so.
say your Christian name.
You
Yeah,
Christian
have
you
your
say
name.
your
first
first
name
name and what's your Christian name?
and
Yeah, that's your middle
Mhm.
name.
name.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind if my Christian name was my
Yeah.
first name. Because I mean, I like my first name. But that's how it go.
Yeah. I don't
So
like my middle
what
And
name.
is your
I
Christian
thought
Whatever.
my
name?
first name.
Grace.
Oh, oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, mine is
Mhm.
Adela.
And I thought my
Well, keep it round there, so. Keep few one
I
round
mean,
there, so.
never like it.
Jackie prettier
I don't like my
than
middle name either.
Adela.
I don't like my middle initial. And I like it
My
either.
grandmother named me after Jackie Kennedy Onassis. I me never know who name so until me
Oh,
grow up
look at that.
and
oh
start to read about because I was born in 1968 and my grandmother liked fashion. She would go buy fabric and sew
Okay.
her own clothes and she just admired
right.
Jackie Kennedy
Oh, yeah,
Onassis.
because
So
she was a fashion icon.
yes,
That.
Yeah,
so
Mhm.
yeah, she
when I
Yes.
was.
was born, that
Very
that
nice.
she yes man.
Good for her. Fashion for,
Max.
I mean,
So
forward
Max.
thinking. Forward
Mm,
thinking.
Yes.
there you
Very
go.
good. I'm
So Max,
happy for you.
What
And
is
it
your
turned out that I
contention with
came to
the
like fashion too. Did a
My
few
middle initial.
name? Mhm.
competitions and all of
And I
that.
like it.
See, Kingsley Cooper died.
Just the
Kingsley
initial,
Cooper,
Max.
Kingsley
Mhm.
Cooper,
My middle
got
initial I don't like. I think my middle initial is old fashioned, so I mean I like it, but I'll say
Initial
it
Then I
or
must
anyway.
A to
Max?
Z, Maxine. It has to be
In,
A to Z. Not
Me
tell me
no,
the
when I
name.
say
What
initial,
is
I mean
the
letter, the letter. So my middle initial is Ivadne, which I don't like.
initial. No, Max. The
Ivadne?
mid.
That's a nice name.
No, not to me.
That's
Me
a
don't
that.
like it.
No, it's a lovely name.
And I guess it depends on how it's pronounced.
But you
yes,
can't mess up
Ivadne.
Ivadne.
exactly.
Look
Because I
here.
did not
Some
like
some
Adela
names
all
you
these
can
years
mess up.
because me not say Adela,
Right?
Adela, right?
And
And
people
people used to
call
say
me
No.
Adela
Ivy.
until people started
Ivadne, it
calling
just
me out.
rolls off the tongue there, Max.
When I started liking Jacqueline is when I
Ivadne.
went to Haiti. When Haiti was Haiti, when I traveled to Haiti, and they called me Jacqueline.
Aye.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Me
Lord,
They put
say
the French. Yeah.
Right.
the
Jacqueline.
pretty up there.
Yeah.
Done, you done this all. Yes, my name
Yeah.
is Jacqueline.
No,
Yeah.
we can't just call
Yeah.
you that now, Jacqueline. Sure,
Miss
we can
it. We
call
have
you
go watch myself.
But my entire initial spells Mel. Mel.
that.
Look how
Okay.
cool that
Nice.
is.
Eh.
Yeah,
You couldn't
Mel.
even use that on your brand, Max.
Yes.
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 But
Yeah, man.
me never like the Ivadne.
It's, you
Yeah.
can't, you, Lord, well, mother take Ivadne over Shernette.
Really?
No,
There
such
was
a
a
Oh, God,
easy.
there was
yes.
a
Me
I'm
not
in
there
like that.
was
Me not
a
like my
TikTok
first name at all. Me tell my
and I
mother should
like
have
Shernette.
put the middle name at the front and put that in
first.
at the middle, make it stay around there. So nobody would have
Shernette.
never hear it.
No, man, how it is pronounced.
How we
Hello.
call. There was
Shernette.
there was a
Shernette. Come on now, Sherns.
Thank you for try, Lady
Sherns.
D, but it's
Yeah.
not
And the
working.
Sherns is so pretty when the short is Sherns.
Shernette, your name is nice. Listen, there
Yeah.
was either a TikTok or
Oh
YouTube
my
thing that
God.
came out the other day with this Jamaican
Somebody's
girl
calling
saying
and I
that
can't see it.
some name for baby old and you can imagine calling your baby them name then now. She said,
Right.
can you imagine me I look down for my good picnic baby boy and call him Lenworth and look down upon him near look say, which baby this baby I look like Ivadne. Me I go look for my baby and call him Ivadne. Listen, it
Why
became a
not?
big thing on the internet recently.
Or Saros.
Them the name they must go back into the books run at the back because
But
you can't
back
call a
then,
new baby
people
you
were
know them
seeing
the
these names. People were seeing these names as big names, as big words.
Right.
You gravitate towards that. Remember, names have run the gamut from what you make up to what you hear to what in the Bible to what somebody never spell right and all of
mm-hmm.
that stuff. Back in
Like
the day, one of
Oprah,
the time in the
like
80s,
Oprah.
people were joining up their names together. I almost called my daughter Antoinette because of Shonette. And then Ralph Miggleham is Anthony. So we were going to say Antoinette. And then me say, you know what, make it stay no bother.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But
Mm.
some of
Well,
them
you know,
It's
work
good
out.
that you
I
I know
combine a
some
name
people
with a
who
name.
joined father
mm,
and mother's name and it came out beautifully. But I
well
don't have that knack.
Yeah,
I
I know of a couple
I
that did that
thought
Yeah.
too. The father is Don and the wife is Sharon, and they call their son Sheridan.
Hey, pause. Why this sound like one
Okay.
different show?
No, just went into
I know.
names.
It's just
We
sound like one
ended. We
different show
almost
topic.
done.
We're done. I think though, I when I was growing up, because everybody would say, "Oh, I look like my father," I thought I should have been named Victoria because his first
Oh,
name
Mm.
that will not fit you too.
Victoria. I thought I should have named
He
Victoria.
was
Yes.
Victor.
He is Victor.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yes.
Do a
Yes,
There
deep
that's
you
hole,
a
go.
lady.
good reason to put it that.
No,
Deep hole it.
I like Denise though. It's how you pronounce my name. People
Oh
say
yeah, I
Denise.
love your name,
Yes.
When
Denise.
people there, you grow up, Denise.
It's Denise.
Thank you. My name is
Jacqueline.
Yeah,
You
And
know
then
what
put and then
pronunciation
put
is
my name in
everything.
a so much song. And the song them not really that flattering.
Flattering. True.
Well,
the one
mine
Jacqueline.
worse.
Oh, your
Mine
marks.
worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
My
what you
name and
gonna do?
everything. And some of them not flattering neither.
No,
Except when
Oh
sir.
people say
God.
Why
Maxine
my
and Fimi Queen.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a good song. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I say except for that one.
right?
But
Yeah.
when they talk about murder, me wrote, me not write no murder.
Well, look, you can't have it both ways, hon. You gotta
I
take
know,
a little,
darling.
give a little.
Well, listen, we are
Yep.
Congo round now, you know. We are Congo
Yes.
round.
I can't
We
go
are
Yeah,
down.
me I
Congo
can
on
go.
up. We are
Yeah,
Congo
me a
along
go
up.
in, me a go in.
We are Congo up.
Mm-hmm.
We are go down. So
Oh no,
go
what?
round.
Good, not go too far out a door, too hot.
Yes,
Yeah.
me a piece of
Yes.
bulla
Yeah.
and one mango they figure eat.
All right
Thing
then.
there.
Back to the
Go eat
mango
your mango.
story.
No, no mango.
Bulla and
I go
mango.
buy bulla now.
So you just drink some water and wash it down.
And then you go and
How
go
you know
sleep.
so?
Then you go sleep off the sugar.
Mm.
No man, me go walk
And
at evening time.
when you wake up, you don't know if I day or night.
That
Overdose.
too.
We gonna walk it off 10,000 steps at evening time because we have to walk off the mango there. Trust me.
No, sir. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
what the one Ryan there for a morning?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't oversleep.
I'm gonna tell you immediately. Anyhow, have
Well,
yourselves a
Anyhow, me I
weekend,
can go up.
everybody. We are heading out. I'm heading over to Cooler Runnings now for Community Engagement Day.
oh, it's today.
So
Okay.
I'm heading out, and then, boy, outside is going to be nice today.
Nice. We last night it started raining.
I don't know.
We have 90 out there.
I'm contemplating about sporting a wig or going with a hat
Go on with your hat.
on
What
my
you have
hair.
on?
Well, the t-shirt pink.
Oh.
well,
See,
hearing is a challenge.
Usually
I
they
had
give
to
you
run,
a
ladies, because
hat.
I was getting an important call, so I have to make back that call.
no problem.
So,
Okay.
Blessings,
Okay.
Matt.
All right. Well, good.
Take it
and
easy.
lady,
Tata.
check your text, lady. You didn't respond to my question. Not today. Yes, from yesterday, me write you a chat, a question, and you never answer me.
All right. In WhatsApp. So may we go
In,
through it.
in
Thank you.
WhatsApp, yes. So send me the information, please.
Will do. Blessings,
Tata.
everybody. We out, you know. We out.
All right.
We
We
out.
Yeah.
out, you know.
Tata.
See ya.
We are run about, you
This
know.
week's topic: pen pal stories and the value of lasting friendship. The thrill of collecting a letter from your pen pal at the post office was a unique joy, a moment filled with anticipation and excitement. Writing to a pen pal overseas was a cherished ritual, a way to forge friendships with children we had never met. Each letter was a bridge connecting our worlds through heartfelt words. We shared our stories, dreams, and cultures, often turning pen pals into lifelong friendships, sometimes even soulmates. There was magic in the act of putting pen to paper, crafting messages with care and thought. Every letter was a tangible piece of our lives, a keepsake that could be held, read, and reread. Let us embrace the simplicity and beauty of handwritten letters once more and reignite the joy of building bonds through timeless tradition. As Satideh Mawnin runnings, come make we talk. For 2 days, the 5 o'clock hour is hot on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Your life, your music with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Inside the Zone. Catch me on Monday at 5 p.m. for the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And on Friday, yes, at 5 p.m. for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. From abroad to yard, Trelawney. Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 904-304-2592.